cozy murder mystery. It's in...
It's cozy murders.
Ricki Lake solves a murder with the help of her pets.
She likes drawing killers to her. Like, let's see if they kill me.
Yeah, she keeps setting up these stupid traps.
The cat doesn't really help.
Yeah, she's just focused on the love interest.
She's like, he's the murderer! Ah!
Ziggy, it's time to solve a murder!
I don't think so.
You know how cats are always wanting to solve murders. Happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That man's gonna shoot Ben.
You've been reading too many mysteries.
Those cats, they just get on one track and then they will not change their opinion.
That's why they need a quirky corgi on their side.
Balance them out.
Yeah.
Make them explore other avenues.
Yes. See, in real life, cats don't solve mysteries. They just co-author murder mysteries. She's off to write something.
Not now, Mrs. Murphy. I'm reading.
Well, so am I. Turn the page. I'm on my 8th life.
Murder, She Purred.
Whoa.
Whoa.
A Ricki Lake classic. She shines in this delightful movie, apparently.
Who wrote that? No one?
No one.
They just write about themselves.
Attributed to no one.
What was this other quote that is from no one? In the hilarious critter-talking tradition of Dr. Dolittle, Babe, and Polly. I don't think so. Murder, She Purred. It was a 1998 made-for-TV movie under the banner of Wonderful World of Disney. Starring Ricki Lake, who solves a murder with the help of her pets.
Next, when a mystery shakes up a small town, it's up to Ricki Lake and her pet detectives to crack the case. Murder, She Purred. ABC Next.
This was based off of a series of novels called the Mrs. Murphy Mysteries, co-authored by Sneaky Pie Brown, written by Rita Mae Brown.
Wow.
She's gonna be in this entire review. Ziggy's gonna be here the whole time, and she's gonna love it, and she's not being forced to stay here. She loves murder mysteries. Alright, Ziggy. Here you go. She's in her perch, she's fine. Anyway, Murder, She Purred. It's only on VHS, not on Disney Plus.
No.
Not on DVD. They decided that
They disowned this one.
there were protests in the streets in 1998. They're like, get that off the air! This violence and terror on the Disney Channel.
I like the opening shot of this. Looks like Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Oh, yeah.
But they're doing like a Mission Impossible-esque thing, I think.
Yeah.
The intention, but it looks like the Are You Afraid of the Dark thing.
It does. But the first thing you see after that is a fake dog paw, which is amazing, and I think slightly misrepresents what we're about to see.
It does seem like, this is an opening for multiple movies. Like,
yeah,
you were thinking this might have been intended as like a series of movies, and I think that's probably correct.
Yeah, a lot of Wonderful World of Disney movies were either pilots or they were intending to do multiple movies, and especially because this was based off of a series of books, I think that was probably the intention, and for whatever reason, didn't pan out with that one.
No.
But yeah, it starts with this amazing intro. It's like action-packed, and they got the knockoff Mission Impossible theme, and it makes it seem like this is gonna be like a really energetic, scary movie. And then the rest of it is just idyllic small-town business while like guitar music plays and a romance.
Yeah, it's like, will Ricki Lake get together with Johnny Cage?
Or is he the killer?
Dun dun dun, the cat thinks so.
I don't like cats.
I don't like murderers.
I'm retired.
Too many patients die on your dock?
There'd be me, and you, and...
He's just trying to charm his next victim.
And it's definitely not Linden Ashby because the cat won't shut up about it being him most of the movie.
I'm assuming the rest of these Mrs. Murphy mystery novels were about this cat and this dog solving crimes alongside their owner. But this cat doesn't solve a fucking thing. This cat has got a one-track mind. She immediately thinks it's the new neighbor, handsome psychiatrist, retired Linden Ashby. So she's going on and on about it. Tucker, the the corgi is like, oh, well, I like food. And that's what he talks about half the time. And they just sort of stumble into stuff. I feel like half of the evidence that they get isn't because of any sort of sleuthing. It's just because the dog digs a hole and it's there.
Yeah, the dog seems to just get lucky, I guess.
Any leftovers?
Do you ever think of anything but food, Tucker?
I think about beef. Wait, that's food. Sneaker? Nope, food again.
This is a whodunit. But if you're paying attention to the credits and you see Ed Begley Jr., then you know immediately that he's the guy who did it.
Yeah.
It's me, Austin! Oh, son of a bitch! What?
How many times does he just put in as a silly villain?
Basically, after St. Elsewhere, that was his entire career. It was just playing goofy villains in 90s movies with increasingly ridiculous motivations and backstories.
Yeah. He didn't know how to fish or fox hunt, just like tennis. He had to fake it. You know, he probably didn't like doing the fox hunt thing, too, because he's so about the environment. The fox
and the
hunt's
world
so
and stuff.
stupid, too. It's like they try to sugarcoat the fox hunt. Like, oh, the fox thinks it's a fun game.
It's a fun game.
It's like, oh, the whole town gets together to be assholes.
That's what fox hunts hunts are.
A little this way, and a little that way.
Good job, Iz.
Yeah, you just double back on the sand. It don't take much to fool a dog.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
That's the
It's
end
like
of the video.
in Adam's Family where he wouldn't wear like the fur or whatever, and like I'm surprised he did it, I guess.
Maybe he was like, you have to pretend that they like it.
Yeah.
Otherwise I won't do it. I'll pretend to be a murderer, but not chase foxes around.
Yeah.
Kind of funny, actually, when you think about it.
Excuse me if I don't die laughing.
This was such a great whodunit because you immediately know who did it. But as the cat said, murder mysteries aren't about the mystery. It's about how you got there, so...
I don't know why you read those anyway. They always end the same.
It's not where they go, Tucker. It's how they get there.
Everyone seems to get lucky. Ricki Lake, she is not in the police force. She's just a woman who likes mystery novels. And she decides
And she
she's
likes
gonna...
drawing killers to her. Like, let's see if they kill me.
Yeah, she keeps setting up these stupid traps to get the killer to try and come after her. She takes it upon herself to try and solve this mystery. In the town, a man was murdered. She just keeps, like, stealing evidence and causing problems for herself that doesn't really further the plot. I mean, I guess maybe Ed Begley Jr. undoes himself by giving himself away, but it doesn't really seem like she solved anything. She didn't have any real skills.
She should get in trouble for multiple things she does, but she doesn't.
But she doesn't, because they're just
She, like,
in a
tampers
small
with
town.
evidence. She steals evidence.
How about I start reacting by arresting you for stealing evidence?
How could it be evidence if there's no crime charged?
I've known you since you were born, and you know what you did was wrong.
She's in a small town. They can do whatever they want. They all know each other. It's all good.
Yeah.
She can look at the evidence if she gives apple dumplings to Vince McGill.
Bruce McGill.
Bruce McGill, not Vince McGill.
Bruce
Vince
McGill. You don't know anything about Quantum Leap.
I'm sorry.
Forgot Mr. Owl's place himself.
He doesn't have his mustache. His powers are all gone. I watched all of MacGyver, and he was all over that. I watched, unfortunately, Rizzoli and Isles, and then... Vince McGill.
Bostonia.
Mr. Bostonia himself.
Vince McGill. Bruce McGill's just a simple country sheriff.
He's on a diet.
He's got a little...
Snapping a rubber band.
rubber band. He's snapping a rubber band.
To not eat.
Yeah, that's his diet plan for some reason.
But he gives in with those apple dumplings.
Yeah, so that she can steal evidence behind them with a really super quiet fax machine. Like, it's only a couple feet away from them, and she's, I'm just gonna fax this behind your back.
Man, I could hurt myself.
That's a good news.
He's too busy. I don't hear that fax machine.
This is kind of a movie. This is kind of a movie of incompetence, isn't it?
Yes.
Like, it feels like there was not a single competent person there, including the killer, because obviously he's a dumb killer. But like Ed Begley Jr., he's gonna kill Ricki Lake and Linden Ashby, and Linden Ashby is his fall guy, because everyone thinks that he's the one that committed the murder.
Yeah.
But they're not gonna think that if he gets murdered also.
He's apparently going to kill him because this mutual acquaintance of theirs was coming, and it might ruin his cover that he took. That was why he wanted to kill him too, so was also incompetence by Ed Begley Jr.
Fitz, why are you doing this?
It's because of Binky, isn't it? A mutual friend who's come to visit. Binky was also friends with a boy named Tommy Norton.
You're Tommy.
Very good, Harry.
I'll make him my fall guy. Oh wait, I can't have him alive still too, because he might break my cover. Because he also knows this other guy, and they might talk and figure out I'm not the guy I'm pretending to be.
Yeah, okay. I guess we should talk about his motivations in this movie.
Yeah.
So Ed Begley Jr. is a rich guy. That's his occupation, rich guy. And it turns out that he was in a car accident.
Ill-gotten gains.
Yeah. He was in a car accident with a guy who looked suspiciously like a young Ed Begley Jr.'s photo. And that was
him.
No, well, it was him, but like...
Yeah, but they said
alike.
They looked alike.
They
but
looked
the one
alike,
that
but I
looked
think-
like him was him.
Right, the one that looked like him was him, but I think the photo they used was a young picture of him
Right.
as the other guy, because they were supposed to look so similar, because the other guy that died was the rich son who was going to inherit his millions from his family or whatever.
Right, I guess technically it wasn't supposed to be him, but he pretended that was him, even though that picture looked like a young him.
Yeah, because I think they just used the photo of him when
Yeah.
he was younger. But it wasn't supposed to be him. It was a guy who looked like him, and he took his place and pretended to be him because they looked so much alike. And his cover was going to be blown by this guy with one arm who was getting money out of him. So he kills him. And then there's a really funny part
Yeah, he
where
was
the
holding him
corgi-
up for more money. That's why that came to a head.
Right.
Because like, they had an arrangement first, but he's like, I want more. He's like, too much.
Yeah. I was saying a funny bit
Right.
about the corgi digging up a
Okay.
fake hand.
Get back to it.
It was
then.
really funny. The corgi dug up a fake hand, and it looked like a real hand. And I liked that, because it was a Disney movie.
Yeah,
Ed
just
Begley
the
Jr.
corgi there with the arm. And it's about...
This is a quirky movie.
Was it gross? Was there blood?
It was a plastic arm boom. How could there be blood?
Well, I heard that it got shot.
And they call us dumb animals.
I'll never understand humans.
So Ed Begley Jr., he got plastic surgery to look even more like this guy that he took the place of, and his cover was going to be blown. He murdered a guy, and then Ricki Lake keeps stumbling into it.
It was great, like, when Ricki Lake destroys 2 pieces of evidence. Well, she doesn't really destroy the first thing, but she faxes that picture
And then shows everyone in town, and then ruins the
like,
investigation.
the plan is apparently maybe the killer will come kill me because I put his picture up. Like,
Yeah. And then she's like, oh, that didn't work. Oh, I found a bullet and an earring. I'm
Yeah.
going to put this earring on and then tell everyone about
and then,
it.
like, get my fingerprints all over the bullet. And, like, when Bruce McGill gets it
Yeah.
later, like, no, we can't get fingerprints off this
yeah,
anymore.
they could have
Like,
found fingerprints and then taken down the real culprit.
Give it over. The bullet casing. So much for prints.
I guess part of the thing, though, was that the fingerprints they were finding that were Ed Begley Jr.'s came up with his previous identity, who supposedly died 20 years previously.
Mhm.
No one thinks anything's weird about that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't date him.
I draw the line at dead guys.
Dead?
You'd think, like, it would come up. Like, they're like, we know who this is, and he was with Ed Begley Jr. Why would his fingerprints come up? Maybe put some things together, but they're too busy eating apple dumplings.
Yeah, if they looked into how that guy died, it would immediately link them to Ed Begley Jr.'s supposed identity.
Mm-hmm.
Really sloppy work here.
I'm gonna have to kill you, Harry,
You what?
for spoiling my surprise.
Anyway, he decides he's gonna kill him in the end, and the dog has got to save the day while the cat does nothing as usual.
Yeah, it's kind of set up like the cat's the competent one and the corgi's the silly sidekick, but the
Yeah.
cat doesn't do much of use.
I don't think the
'Cause-
cat really did anything except get stuffed in a mailbag for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why he was doing that.
She like accidentally stumbled into letting them out of the house because she just wanted to catch a mouse. She wasn't even focusing on the mystery at that moment.
She had to be convinced to do that.
Yeah. There's a part where the pets are stuck in the house because they kept getting into everything because Ricki Lake just lets them loose around town, and then they got in trouble because they made her look bad at a hoity-toity party. And then the cat is chasing a mouse, and the mouse helps them get out of the house. Then they have like a fake cat paw on the cat's
so
face.
she goes, oh.
I'll let you out, I promise.
What do we have to lose?
Oh, very well.
Thanks.
I feel so used.
This is really late to the movie to be pulling any of this. Because so far, the only like fake paw we saw was at the beginning, like preview of what's coming up, basically. But otherwise, the movie's not as cartoony about it, despite having talking animals.
Mm-hmm.
Was the shot at the beginning even used in the movie proper? What was that?
No.
I don't remember that being in the movie. Was it like they shot it for the intro? Like, you'll see stuff like this in the series.
Yeah, that could have been it.
I don't remember that happening. Oh well.
Oh well. The cat doesn't really help. They're constantly running around all of town watching things, but the cat just keeps going like, yep, Johnny Cage did it.
You know, I don't think your cat likes me much.
What gave it away? My stare, my hissing, my arched back?
Yeah, she's just focused on the love interest. They think he may have murdered an old girlfriend of his, but it turns out when he was a psychiatrist, another patient did it. He keeps showing up and like, you know he's not the killer. Because the setup of the movie, even if you didn't think Ed Begley Jr. did it, they just go on about it through the whole movie. They're just focusing on one guy. And then maybe Bruce McGill kind of seems like he's just an idiot. It seems like he doesn't want them to investigate because maybe he has something to do with it. But it turns out he's just bad at his job.
Yeah, Ricki like gets this note that says like, leave it alone, and then she takes it to him. He's like, oh yeah, I wrote that.
Did he write it?
No, not really.
I thought he did. And it was just like, I just want you to stop bringing apple dumplings and faxing your evidence to yourself.
It was supposed to be Ed Begley Jr.
He had great penmanship too. I'm glad that he took the time to make it look neat before he put that on her tire.
It'd be funny if that was the reveal. Oh yeah, I did that.
I did that.
I'm the killer.
With, what is the sheriff's deputy? She's like, hey girlfriend, let's have a sleepover when she's protecting her from potentially being murdered.
That seemed weird because you expected something was going to happen during the night, but then it just cuts to the next morning.
Like, oh, well, see ya.
I guess that went fine, bye. Okay.
So, you gonna arrest me?
No, it's too late and I'm too tired.
No one knows what they're doing. They're too busy with small town gossip and trying to get Ricki Lake to fuck Linden Ashby.
Oh yeah, it's a town full of busybodies. They're just like, oh, is she gonna go out with Linden Ashby?
Yeah.
You see a bunch of people turn their heads to hear gossip about it. Like,
I love they like try and pair them up, and then when she starts to go on dates with him, and then everyone thinks he's the murderer, they're like, yeah, fucking that murderer, huh?
Yeah.
It's like, well, you guys were the ones setting this up.
You should fuck him. But now he may be the murderer.
I don't know about this.
His wife cut him up in pieces and put him in the freezer.
Oh, I dismember that.
Oh, I think y'all are just horrible. Oh!
This is something I said.
And the cat's there ruining their dates because she's like, he's the murderer! Ah!
I love Linden Ashby like holding the cat, pretending that it's attacking him. It was like when the dog foils Ed Begley Jr. He thinks tall and he's able to jump high enough to get the gun.
It's just like his turkey dream.
Yeah, like his turkey dream, really foreshadowing what happens at the end. And then he lightly tosses the dog onto a couch.
Think tall, tall, tall.
They have a harrowing moment where Tucker gets hurt. He's just off-screen kicked by Ed Begley Jr. I'm glad they didn't mistreat the animals, but it is very funny how, like, lightly they tread around them.
Yeah. Linden Ashby's like, that's a $500 corgi, asshole.
Pretty good. I like, too, that the dog has to do everything because dogs are easier to train than cats. So it's just the cat like, you go do that, and then you follow them, and the dog's doing everything.
Yeah. Murder, she purred, but it seemed more like he barked.
Yeah, really more of a dog thing. And, you know, I feel kind of lied to by the previews at the beginning of this VHS, because they told us that 102 Dalmatians was the best canine adventure ever put to film, but I think Murder, She Purred beats it out.
For sure.
Lies.
It's all lies.
The greatest adventure known to canines.
What? I am shocked.
I do kind of think this movie was ahead of its time, though. This is a cozy murder mystery. It's in...
You know, it's cozy murders. Murder.
It's a genre. That's what Hallmark thrives on now, Lifetime.
It's so stupid, though.
I mean, it is named after basically Murder, She Wrote, which is a similar kind of vein, but I do feel like now that sort of thing is really popular, along with true crime stuff.
The cat should have been the real murderer if it's based on Murder, She Wrote.
Why do all these murders keep happening around Mrs. Murphy?
Mrs. Murphy, no!
I love it too. It's a murder mystery where it's like there's not really much of a mystery.
No.
But, you know, it's the journey getting there, which is a lot of like Ricki Lake in denim dressing exactly like Linden Ashby in some scenes.
So weird.
A lot of like goofy scenes, some gentle music.
Mm-hmm.
They do have some somewhat spooky scenes. There's the part in the graveyard, I think, near Ricki Lake. I think they have a graveyard near it. Ed Begley Jr. in disguise is trying to get this arm, and then the dog chases him off, and he lightly pushes Ricki Lake down, and it's pretty scary.
There's some weird things too when Ricki Lake finds the guy who was murdered at the beginning, Ben. They don't show the car or anything underneath the water. She just dives under and then comes back up. Oh yeah, he's dead. Like, all right, I'll take your word for it, I guess.
Yeah, they
might have been interesting to see, but no.
Yeah, they go to great lengths to soften the murder part of this murder mystery because it's a Disney movie. So it's like when they find the hand, it's a fake hand, like he had a prosthetic arm. So they're not showing you real body parts. They're not showing any body. They're not showing the actual murder either.
At the very least, they could have shown a car under the water.
That would have been expensive. I paid $2 for this.
Yeah.
A lot of it went to animal rentals, so.
That's Ben's arm, all right.
Maybe someone heard they could use an extra hand on the farm.
Harry, you was some piece of work.
They had a cute fox in this. At least, you know, in the fake version of fox hunting, it was fine.
They also do horse jumps.
Yeah, they do horse jumps. I like all of the army of dogs knocking Ed Begley Jr. down because they're chasing the fox into the house. They have 2 comic relief German shepherds. They also have a comic relief
Hans
mouse.
and Franz.
Hans and Franz.
They're ready to pump you up.
They can't help it. All those years of inbreeding have left them with big muscles and tiny little brains.
Is she insulting us?
Yeah, I think.
And then Steven Seagal shows up. I'm a tough guy.
I'll only do this if I could beat them up.
Only if I could beat them up.
Steven, the baby finger is too strong. It's a super baby finger.
Stretch the shot.
Can I voice the kitten at the end? I'm the kitten that Linden Ashby got.
I'm the real hero of the movie. His murder I purred.
I don't commit murders now, so Stephen Tobolowsky has to dub himself over and pretend I didn't kill him.
Ah, that cat only lightly scratched me. I thought it was dead, but I wasn't.
These animals were adorable. I liked when the corgi flopped around or did tricks for treats. I did think the kitten was cute, and the cat was very cute too. The people were okay. Ed Begley Jr. was funny.
He was funny.
I like seeing Linden Ashby. You know what? I like seeing everyone. They had a lot of good character actors. Ricki Lake's pretty solid. She was kind of a dum-dum in the movie, but that's not her fault.
She just keeps trying to get herself killed. It's fine. It's fine. She won't get in trouble because she brings apple dumplings to the show.
Oh, I also like seeing that one guy. He played the vet in town. He was in Wrongfully Accused as the one-eyed, one-armed, one-legged man. Right. He didn't do too much. He had a girlfriend with big boobs, and that was the entire joke of the character.
He kind of looks like he's evil a lot of the time, so maybe there's a red herring too. You're like, oh, you'll just suspect him.
Yeah, he was definitely a red herring, but they didn't really do a good job setting up any of the red herrings.
Just if you've seen him in other roles, you might think it's him, but the movie doesn't really do anything with it.
He's got the face of an 80s bully. So I'm like, I don't feel good about this guy.
He's also really good at just having evil eyes, which I think is why he's played a demon in Supernatural and stuff like that.
Yeah, we think he did. I don't really remember specifically if he did. I guess he's the guy who plays demons, and I don't know if he really played demons in a lot of things. I think you're just thinking of one role where he played a demon.
Like you said, Wrongfully Accused.
Maybe in Wrongfully
Accused
that. He was
I think he's played other evil people, though.
And then Linden Ashby's like, yeah, you're a pretty good fighter,
but not as good as me. Oh, never recover from that!
His classic one-liner from Mortal Kombat. And then the corgi shows up and is like, welcome! And then he knocks Ed Begley Jr. into some acid.
Welcome to die!
Welcome to die!
Oh my, you are handsome.
Excuse me?
I mean, hello.
Anything else we didn't talk about in this movie? I think we covered a lot of it.
I think we got it.
Yeah, alright. Well, I think this was a funny late 90s Disney movie made for TV. Set your expectations for that.
Real low.
This was never released on DVD as far as I know. It's not on streaming, but if you can get your hands on it and you like murder, mystery, whodunit type things, you might enjoy it.
Yeah. There's the cat and the dog, so there's that.
They're very cute. And that was 100% why we watched this movie.
Why is everyone always trying to fix my life?
She said to a cat and dog. You could do worse.
Check it out if you want. We're not your parents. Do what you want. Bye. You're gonna be in it.
No!
Yes, you're gonna be in it. Don't look down. Look like you want to be here.
You won't do that.
I won't.
Give me your butt.
I know, Siggy.
You got a whining cat.
Oh, please be nice for a little bit.
No. I hate this video.
It's funny how you think that you're gonna get away. It's funny how you think you're leaving. Yeah, I know. You hate being held, you hate attention. But do you really?
Everything's good now.
Everything's fine. Nope.
Just to jump down and see what she can get into in retaliation.
You're worse than Moki. Moki stayed for a little bit, and he liked being in the video.
The good video of us just commenting what she's doing on the floor.
I'm gonna let her out before she starts really making trouble.
Dun dun dun. I'll sit here and stare blankly